Good evening and welcome back. Hope you guys are doing well today. I'm fully aware that we're looking at a black screen here, so I will try and fix that if you give me 2 seconds. Put that back. Perfect. Lovely. Here we get in the chat. Clovis, how are you? Hope you're doing well. Hope you are doing well. It's a stove. Appreciate the follow on Twitch, by the way. Thank you so much. Guys, we are live on Twitch and YouTube, so we're basically going to be picking up where we left off yesterday. So we basically tried to fix and get a little bit of colour back in the main town of New Suva. Use some of new Gendos, some of his new road decals, road net lanes, which are sweet, much better than what we had there before. And yeah, we just injected a bit of life and a bit of colour back in the place, I guess, you know. So, one note, how are you? You good? First time in the chat here as well. Appreciate it, mate. Thanks for stopping by. Hope you're having a good evening. Hope you're having a good weekend. And I appreciate the follow on Twitch as well, by the way. Thank you very much. So today we are going to be extending that. We're going to fix our sad bleached coral reef. It's lost all its colour, which sucks, but what are you going to do? Don't think I've got any other way of fixing it other than just redoing it again, so it took freaking hours. I'm not going to plan on spending hours doing it, but I definitely want to get that colour. It's just looking a little sad, isn't it? Do you know? I'd go there on my holidays. What about you guys, huh? Definitely would. Got about 4 or 5 new videos on net lanes. Watched them all this morning. Yeah, he tends to put out, and to be honest, it kind of is pretty useful to have them there as well, because you can pick them up, and then it's like I was using them yesterday, right? And I didn't even realise it was decals in it. Mostly because I don't read the instructions that come with it. So having those videos are normally pretty good. Gohan, good to see you. Good to see you. Thanks for joining the chat in YouTube. Hope you're having a good weekend, mate. Yeah, and as we said on the title, we are going to be building a beach. So this is pretty much going to be our main town, and we're going to build the rest of it out. Not necessarily tonight, but got lots of ideas how to fill this up. Challenge with this build, obviously, is it's really tight, you know, on space. So, you know, we'll see how we get on. Before I want to do that though, I want to try and match the beach up, right? Because we got beautiful white sandy beaches here, and then that one's looking just a little bit off. So we're going to be ripping that out, and we are going to be putting in a lovely beach to try and match this guy down here. So I'm not going to be doing any sort of detailing or building necessarily down there, but I want to get the beach done, and yeah, we can talk about while we do it. So lots of ideas for this build. Again, it's all space, isn't it, you know? And things been suggested quite a few times getting an airfield in. I have had a look. It just takes up so much space. Now obviously it can't use like the normal airport, right? That's not gonna work. The Tygon's got one, but it's still big, you know. It's still big in comparison to this map. Can't really fit it there. I think it'd be a squeeze down here. I don't want to get rid of the hills either, do you know? I don't want to get rid of the mountains. So weekend was going well until the city save was screwed, and it doesn't go any higher than 10 FPS. 10 FPS sounds about standard, doesn't it? Do you know? That kind of sucks, man. It's, you know, it's maybe just a mod that's causing that as well. Do you know? That can happen sometimes. And you know, if you're lucky, it gets updated, and you know, it might be all right. But yeah, don't give up on it. I guess don't give up on it. Just love us, appreciate that, mate. Custom assets from PDX mods, integrated plane stop. Yeah, so I had a try of using them. So you have to have like you can use like the runway build and all the rest of it that's on Find It. But the one, it needs to be really big. And the landing animations on the planes were no good. So they'd come in, they would land, and then they would sort of hop back, and I couldn't get them to use the friggin' taxi lanes either. So I don't know, it's probably a me problem rather than rather than the game, but it took up a huge bit of space. So what I'm thinking, and I spoke about this quite a while back as well, is that a lot of these islands that have been used in World War II is fueling stations and all that kind of stuff, stops in the Atlantic. So like some sort of abandoned World War II army type thing. So maybe an abandoned military base, abandoned airport, that kind of thing. Airstrip, I guess, is probably the right one to call. I reckon we could probably fit it in here. Now, given that it's just an airstrip, it doesn't have to be too big, and because it's abandoned, obviously it's not going to be functional either. It means that we don't have that big surface footprint, that you would need to get the kind of functional one. So that's my thinking. I don't know, like, it's the one that I've got immediately in my head, and usually I just build it and then I build it miles away from civilization, on the other side of the map, and then regret that decision because then I have to kind of build back around it and try and join everything up, So I might sit on that one, or we just flatten that out beside maybe the tunnel and we maybe just make it there, because we're not going to be doing a huge amount of building. I want to keep that hill there pretty much, but we could maybe flatten this bit out, flatten that bit out, bit of a post, like a World War II post, some turrets and cannons or whatever, anti-aircraft stuff, and I'm sure we can figure something out in terms of assets and poke them out the ground, basically. So that's the plan. That's the plan for later down the line, and maybe not be that far later down the line, to be honest with you. But obviously, as we go around and build and all the rest of it, we'll be building up our canopy as we go around as well. We want that nice and thick, lush vegetation right the way around. And yeah, if you want to see the FPS dropping, do that. Am I a history buff? Not at all. I will literally look it up on Google and see what I can find. I'll try and show you Tygon's airport. It'd be perfect if the islands were just a little bit wider. I'm sure I have it somewhere. I kind of don't want to go into dev mode because I might crash it. So, you know what? We can get an idea of the scale of it, right? Because I'm pretty sure it's the same width, I'm sure, on the on the mesh footprint. And even we take all of this out, and it's a really super simple airport that he's done. It's still going to change. It's going to flatten all of that, and it's going to be too wide, isn't it? So I think abandoned one might be the right call. Man, I wish they had airport DLC. That was my favourite from CS1. Oh my god, man, I would love to see that. Jan, appreciate the follow on Twitch. Thank you very much. Thank you. Welcome in, man. Right. So what are we doing then? I think we'll do the beach first, right? We'll try and actually create something that looks a little more interesting, because I'm going to go slightly mad and slightly demented doing this goddamn coral reef. So let's crack on. Take this surface out first, huh? It didn't change the surrounding too much. That's pretty good. And I reckon we'll just clear out all these props. Airport DLC and bikes are the things we need the most. Yeah, I mean, I know people are crying out for bikes. I'm like, it would be nice. It would be nice. Give me parks. Give me proper park DLC. Give us some keys. Hopefully that's coming soon. What's that? Q2? Bridges and ports, right? So hopefully that'll be coming soon. And yeah, airports are the one I had probably most fun with as well. Yeah, I'm being told the music's a little loud, so I'm going to turn that down a little bit. So, just think though, World War II would possibly fill in some land to build a landing field bigger. Yeah, they would do, but maybe not as big as that big, huge airport load, So, yeah. don't know. Too big. I've made my mind up on that one anyway. I'm gonna go abandoned, and it should be pretty good. I'll be hitting up Clover Pie and getting some tips for how to abandon your assets and make them look old as hell. Some of his stuff's absolutely top notch. Oh, we got a mod in. We have a mod in. Gizmo, how you doing? You good? I'm doing very well, mate. Yeah, thanks very much. Hope everything's okay with you, mate. Hope you are doing well. Seen you were back on the stream. Grind again, mate. You enjoy it? Been a while. Abandon would be the tits. Yeah, I think so. I think so, mate. Right. Let's clear this off. Get rid of all this. Vegetation doesn't match either, so I'm pretty happy just to take all of this out and just clear it off, right? You know. So brush mode. Remove only matching type. Not bothered about that. Bump that up to 100. A little smaller. I love this tool for getting rid of props, but oh my god, when you forget you've put decals down on the ground and you end up undoing a lot of your good work sometimes with it, you know. I do want to be careful here because we have those decals. That'll do for me, huh? And another one. Bye. Don't know, little cliffs, they kind of look out of place, don't you think? What are we saying? Industries DLC. Johan, is it Johan's? I hope I'm getting the pronunciation right. Industry DLC, oh my god. Just give us some proper function in warehouses, right? I think that probably made one of the very biggest differences in terms of kind of getting realistic cities, you know, with CS1. It was you know, when you looked at your city for CS1, you know, top down, and I didn't really play modded, just a handful of mods, not really much, you know, so it's pretty vanilla, and vanilla assets pretty much is all I played with, but it made such a huge difference having those big, you know, those big rectangular, you know, warehouses. They looked excellent, looked absolutely top notch, you know. The simulation stuff is pretty cool, but it's probably what I'm less focused on, you know, when I'm doing my builds, right? So yeah, give it some warehouses. I mean, obviously we got some warehouses, man, but they're a pain in the hoop to use. Unless you use Star Q's ones, obviously makes much easier, of course. So Johan, okay, cheers, appreciate that. Thank you very much. Sorry, man. I don't think I was too far off though, was I? I think I did okay. Right, smoothing out. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that at all. Easy on this. Yeah, I don't want to extend it right the way around there, right? Give that a little tidy up. Goodbye. Perfect. So I reckon a little bit of separation. I don't mind having a little bit of grass down here though, right? And a little bit of separation, and maybe we can kind of copy the, you know, the kind of detailing we had down here. Not much detailing really, it's just chucking boulders at it and a bit of vegetation, right? But it does kind of break up the continuous kind of beach look though, doesn't it? Do you know? You wouldn't expect the whole thing to be covered in beaches, so maybe make that a little bit of a key wall. What do we think? I'm happy to listen to your guys' idea as well, but I reckon a little bit of key wall, some rocks and boulders and stuff. then we'll run the beach back off and maybe start it around here, I reckon, huh? Nailed it, perfect, lovely, thank you. So guys in Twitch, just in case you didn't clock that, we are on YouTube as well, so we've got 2 chats going, but unfortunately I can only put one up on the screen, so Twitch don't allow you to do that. And I'm going to play nice, at least until I can get the affiliate done, and then I'll probably just bang them straight back up on the stream, because I don't think they've banned a single person doing it, so I'm just going to film about and they can tell me off if they want, you know, so. So we're looking for the white sands, right? I'm going mad. Ah, this is decals, that's why I can't find it. We need surfaces, son. So white, wet, perfect. It's gonna be a first layer. We'll start it about here, I reckon. Keep it nice and close to the shore. And what a difference these beaches make, though, don't they? You know, it's used it on that horse you got horse racing boat, right? And then obviously we used it there on the beach in the last episode here in Bali Ha'i, and it does make things stand out really, really nice. How does that blend in? That's not too bad. We can fix this, so we'll come back to that in a minute. We'll need to sort that out as well. It's pretty bright, right? So it'll give us quite a line, right? Plenty of decals, easy enough to get that sorted, so not stressed out about that one little bit. So that was our dark. Now we want our light, and we're going to trace that right away around as well. This beach was pretty big before we took it out, right? So this one's going to be definitely a little bit closer to the shore, and one for a couple of reasons. One is I want a little bit more buildable area, which means that we can fit more buildings in, right? And 2, it's kind of difficult to detail a really, really big beach unless you're going to do like a natural one, and given that it's going to be kind of right beside the town, you know, you're going to be expecting a lot of man-made stuff down there as well, and it's a difficult spot to detail, you know, so we'll try and make things a little bit easier for ourselves. You can see now, I'll bump the exposure down. It can get kind of pretty bright, but you can kind of see the kind of differences there. It's quite subtle, but it does work. It does work quite well. 1.3. There we go. Right, next one. Looking for the base now, right? Perfect. Guys, how's the music volume, by the way? Can you... It's not too loud or too quiet. Can you... Do let me know, will you? It's kind of hard for me to tell, unfortunately, because I'm not listening to the stream. I'm just listening to the music with you guys, so... Nice volume, all good. Perfect, perfect. El Beber 2. Welcome in, mate. Appreciate you. Thank you very much. Appreciate the follow. First time in the chat as well. I got a few people in here for the first time, which is kind of nice. It's not really a surprise, I'll be honest with you. I don't stream very often. I definitely plan on streaming a heck of a lot more, be honest with you. So, it's Booty. Ignore that awful name. Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't know, mate. Welcome in, though, mate. Welcome in. You're just keeping everybody on their toes. I think, you know what? That's sometimes like the hardest thing for me as well, because, you know, some people will comment on YouTube with a name, and then they'll jump in the Discord, and I have no idea who they are because the name's different, right? And then they'll jump in Twitch, and then they'll have another name as well. So if I forget it's you, Booty, I apologize in advance. What I should be doing, right, is just having a, you know, have a little spreadsheet and just write everybody's name down, right? That would make sense, wouldn't it? Everybody's pseudonyms, you know. They'll never remember otherwise. Well, welcome in anyway, mate. How's everything with you? You good? You had a good weekend? Is it drawn sadly to a close? Cool. So Johan, I was going to ask, where are you from, a name like that? I'm assuming, is it Dutch, German, Austrian, or maybe Scandinavian, maybe, perhaps? Where are you from, bud? Yeah, I know, I know, Booty, but still, you know, it's you wanna be able to have a bit of chat and continue what you've been talking about. You know, it's just it just makes it a wee bit more difficult. But all good, mate, all good. We're going in the right direction. I am, yeah. You can see the gaps just get, you know, a little bit bigger as we go. Oh, I've done it the wrong way. I have done it the wrong way. Can we replace that? Let's have a little look. Come on, guys. You need to tell me when I'm doing it wrong. Texture surface replacer still works. So let's see what we can do about that. Surface replacer. Get that on, and we want thick, not thin. Needs to go thick and then down to thin, right? So I don't know if it's going to work nice with that one underneath, but let's give it a try. Yeah, didn't work. Okay, we have to redo that. Oh, that blows, man. We go again. We go again. Damn it. Yeah, well, the nice thing though, Booty, is with this, you know, doing it quick, is that you don't have to be that exacting with it, really, to be honest with you, because you're going to be putting a ton of decals over it, you know, later on. You don't need to stress. Don't need to stress out about it being spot on, really, do you know? Which suits me because I'm pretty messy in most things that I do. Yeah. I think I play slow, to be honest with you, man, do you know? Swiss German, okay. Well, I think I mentioned both of them, so I'll take that as another W, mate. Grew up in Shore, nice. Very nice. Lorno, I told you earlier on, man, Booty just likes He just likes juicy doubles, man. Okay, that is looking a little bit more like it. It's actually turning into quite a big beach as well. After saying I wanted to bring it in, right? That's all good. There we go. Complete. Perfect. One last one. So in my defense, I never thought I'd post or publish anything. I just thought I'll play some city game by myself. So you just kept your Discord name while you're using it with friends. Well, it's too late now. It's out now. You can't take it back, man. You know. You can't change it either, right? You can't change it now. You are you're booty committed. There's no getting out of it, unfortunately, bud. You got any more mods planned? Any more decals coming, or anything that we should be looking forward to? Exactly, Lorno. Can't change it now. Okay, we're good. Oops, don't want them overlapping. Perfect. So hopefully you guys can see the individual layers there, right? The differences, so let's take a zoom out. Yeah, not a bad start though, I reckon. Not a bad start. I'm gonna take it. I am gonna take it. So let's just get a little saving at this point in case I mess things up. There we go. Cheers guys, thank you very much. I think we'll get it blended in quite nicely. We'll get some of the waves on the go as well, and we should be jamming. It does take quite a long time, you know, so but we're not in any rush. We're not going anywhere, are we? Decals. No, and as I said yesterday, half the battle is trying to remember where the blooming decals actually are, right? So we are looking for white sand, dark. Two seconds. Just got a message, guys. Apologies. There we go. Sorted. Perfect island, you know, and that's kind of what I want to create, is something that's going to be like a little, you know, a little proper paradise island, right? I think there's tons of stuff as well that we can do, and there's nice industry detail and opportunities as well, you know. I can't remember. It's like a sugar factory. Sugar factory, right? It's obviously got sugar plantations and all that kind of stuff. So I reckon that'll be making an appearance. We get some nice industry in there. Obviously, with like big thick forests, we're going to have to do some forestry at some point. That is a definite, and you can get some really nice detailing done with the forestry stuff as well. So kind of looking forward to that. I haven't actually done a forestry build, which is kind of weird, right? Because there's only so much industry to go around, and I just haven't done it in any of the builds yet. So this is probably going to be the first one, and we'll pick a nice spot. Try and get it probably over here, maybe, I'm thinking. But it should look pretty good, you know, because we've got enough at our disposal now to kind of get that effect where you've got forestry, you know, that's been, you know, chopped down, and you know that way it looks like a real proper scar, you know, on the landscape. So coconut palms. So yeah, I'm looking forward to doing that. I think it will look really cool. I've got it firmly in my mind. I just need to pick a spot where I want to do it. Just clear these bad boys off. Sylvester palms, okay. You're next. But you know, I'm up for ideas. Like if anyone else has got like good ideas as well, just shout them out. Do you know what I mean? No guarantee I'll make them or make them promptly, but you know, sometimes just a simple idea can kind of kickstart something that's a wee bit more complex and involved, which is kind of nice. So coconut. I thought we cleared the coconuts, right? Okay, that's bugging out. So let's do a little manual. It was weird, every time I picked the brush it kicked me off. Come across that before. Right, there we go. Sorted, right. Decal times then. I just use find it for everything, don't have to remember anything. I'm like, yeah, I know. What I should do is probably expand, do you know this, and maybe get a couple more lines or make it a bit thicker so I've got more stuff there as well, but it doesn't help me scrolling through. Scrolling through that. And I'll be damned if I remember the names of all these different things as well, do you know what I mean? So not too sure if it's a proper fit. Maybe a bit too urban for your vibe, but Jamie, it's amazing. Lifeguard towers, okay. No, I'll have a look. I mean, lifeguard towers would not look out of place at all down here. So, you know, that would pretty much be spot. Depends how big they are, I suppose, right enough. But some smaller ones would be pretty good. And there's definitely more detailing opportunities down here as well. I didn't really go too mad. It was more about the ground and the surfaces and all that kind of stuff, you know, trying to get that blended in. But the actual detailing is relatively light on the beach. It's mostly just a couple of what are they called? Pergolas? No, they're not pergolas, are they? Pergolas? Parasols, right? Parasols and some seating, and that's pretty much it, to be honest. It's not too mad. But I'll have a little look though. Yeah, I'll definitely have a little look. It might be worth a punt. It depends what we decide to do down here as well, but I definitely want, you know, more buildings. The challenge is always just getting buildings and, you know, small ones, isn't it? Do you know? So beach pack asset, cool. Do you know what? There's every chance I've got it. There's every chance I've got it. Do you know? Because I just went into the into that Discord and just downloaded a ton of stuff. Do you know? So beach asset pack. Let's have a look. Beach ass. That'll do it. Nah, I don't have it. I'll have a look after and see what's what. Definitely have a few different sort of beach assets and that kind of thing. So, what is this? Oh, I reckon that's Tygon's, right? So you can see all the buildings have been removed, you know, from the airport, but you've still got the mesh, and you've got like a little tiny building. So, you know, you can see it's still the same footprint. It's too big, eh? Too big. Right. Let's see. Decals. Beach. Nope. It's funny when you try and do anything when you're streaming, it's like you end up going on mad tangents and you end up getting nothing done. That's not the right one, is it? What am I looking for? Base, wet. A white wet one? That'll be up for up there, right? Okay. Yeah, that's the one. Just want to get rid of these lines. This is a time consuming bit. It can be a little bit difficult if they're on do you know, if they're on an incline, if they're on a hill. We just try our best. Generally speaking, it works pretty good. Even if it's a little bit of an incline, it's not that bad, you know. It's you still get enough. You can just shift it up and down a little bit and it will cover the lines, you know. Let's have a look. So we tried Jay's beach showers. Showers I've got. Yeah, I definitely have that. I put them in the build. Put them in the build last week, in fact. So we got a couple of them in the resort already. So I think it would be Jay's with an S, right? And then Life Guard. There we have it. Ooh. Oh, good shout, Bowie. Good shout. It is pretty big, so I probably don't want too many of them. That kind of spoils out there though, doesn't it, you know? Where's the spot? I think one here would probably be a shout, right? That's straight up Baywatch. Love it. Love that, mate. Good shout. So one there makes sense. Maybe one along here, right? Back up a little bit. Side the path. And then another one at the busier spot, I reckon, as well. I probably need them both sides, huh? I'd be more concerned about the sharks, right enough. Lovely. It's a bit too... Do you know, I don't want it out here. I think that would be too much. I don't want it overlooking that either. And I don't want it in the middle of the beach. But gonna have to just pick a spot. Maybe beside the big path, I think, probably. Where they have access, huh? I don't think that looks out of place, right? I think that looks decent. Johnny, how you doing there, mate? Johnny YouTube, welcome in, mate. Hope you're doing well. You had a good weekend? Tell me what you have been up to. Yeah, Jaws Bali Ha'i edition. You're absolutely right, Booty, man. Yeah, yeah. No, it's a good fit. It fits in real nice, that, doesn't it? That looks very, very nice indeed. I like that. Perfect. Perfect. Appreciate the follow on Twitch, by the way, mate. Cheers for that. Right. Perfect. What are we doing? Beach, beach, beach. We'll get these decals done. Now, where did I finish? Can we see this spot where how far around did I get? That looks blended, doesn't it? There we go. Right here. Now I do not want to use picker at all. That is crashing everything. Much as I want to use it. Fantastic tool. But it's a no-go, unfortunately, just yet. But I have to say, I've been happy, man. I've been very, very, very happy after the patch. So this is what, day 3 playing Skylines, and I've had 1 crash. And that's when I used the picker tool. So I'm very, very happy with that indeed. Because quite frankly, it was absolutely horrendous prior to the patch. You look at it funny, man, and the damn thing would kick you to desktop. I get rid of all these lines now. And guys, once we get onto the actual beach, if there are any assets or whatnot you can think of that you reckon would be a good fit, just give us a shout. Just bear in mind it will be mostly a natural sort of look I'm kind of going for, at least initially anyway. And we'll see how we get on. We'll take it from there. We'll see how we are time-wise as well. I know that the that reef is going to just take friggin' forever to do, man, you know, so... Yeah, carpal tunnel number on my wrist, unfortunately. There we go. As I say, you don't necessarily have to do it all the way around. Sometimes it will kind of blend itself in kind of nicely for you, so... Sometimes do double. You can get kind of both of them on the go at the same time. That's absolutely fine. We can live with that. The majority done. Can't really see it too much down here, which is kind of nice. Just this line here. Lovely. So we need wet. Medium's probably going to be. Do you know? I kind of feel like I'm missing one. Like there should be a big one, medium as well. You know that. Because that's going to take us all day and all night, man. Johan, I think that I don't keep myself right up to date with it. I think if I can remember, and anybody can feel free to correct me here as well, but if I remember correctly, it is Bridges and Port, which should be due in Q2, so that's going to be what, April onwards. I'm assuming it's normal sort of quarters. And I think there's some creator packs, isn't there, that are due between now and then as well. So we'll see what we end up with, I guess, you know. It's one of them things I should honestly keep up with it, and I just don't. So, Wordfly, appreciate the follow on Twitch. Welcome in, man. Hope you are doing very well. Tell me about your weekend. What have you been up to? I've been up to very little, to be honest with you, apart from a couple of little streams and a bit of cities and whatnot as well. Eastern European is 29th. Yeah, so that's what day are we today? Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Yeah, it's this week anyway, isn't it? So I'm not 100% convinced I'm using the right one here. Thick one definitely is for breaking this up. Thin does very little down here, obviously. That was the one we used previously. Yeah, that's the one I should be using, do you know that? Thinking I'm gonna be here all night doing that, man. I think at that point, if I was using that little one to do the whole beach, man, I'd be outsourcing it. Try to get somebody else in to do it for me, huh? Now, don't get me wrong. Once we get onto the grass bits, it's still going to be a lot of work. Really, what I should be doing with that one is get the auto clicker installed, so give my wrist a bit of a break. But there you go. It's kind of coming together nice though, right? I think so. I think so. Okay, we'll do the same. This seems a little less pronounced right enough doing it this way, but we definitely don't want big lines when we zoom out, you know. Not cool. Not cool at all. Then you guys gonna do an Eastern European build? I know there's some folks that are really excited about it. I don't know much about the architecture or the design, but it could be a fun one right enough. I think I'm probably more excited to see what sort of apartment buildings we get, because you know there's going to be a lot of them, right? Eastern European ones. And new service assets as well. Probably what I'm looking forward to more than anything else, I think, with that one. I don't know if I'll do necessarily a standalone build, but you never know. Just give me airport DLC and I'll be happy. Try and soften these ones out. It might not be perfect, but at least the imperfections give it a little bit more of a natural transition, right? In the water. Doesn't look out of place, I don't think. Okay. Go. Lovely. We need boats DLC? You're absolutely right we do, man. You are absolutely right we do. Welcome into the chat, by the way, Wordflight. Good to have you in, mate. Appreciate the follow as well. Just seen that. Thank you very much. Guys, can you tell me, are there alerts coming up on the stream? Because usually I get a little, I usually get like a little audio alert to say somebody's subscribed or whatever, but I'm not getting anything through, so let me know if there's something on the screen. There should be like a little flame, and then it should say somebody has subscribed or whatever on the screen, whether it's YouTube or Twitch. So let me know, please, if it is on there or not, because if it's not, then I need to have a look and see what's going on. Yeah, they come up. Perfect. Appreciate that, mate. Thank you very much. Yep. Lovely. Lovely, lovely. And YouTube really love that they've been releasing region packs. I hope they keep going with them. I'd love to see Switzerland, Austrian region with pack with low density cabins and trains. Well, given that I've got a Swiss build on the go, Johan, me too, mate. Me too. It would make things easier. We're shoehorning like Japanese assets, and Clover Pie was using some of the UK assets actually work pretty well. If you use the ones from StarQ, where he's taking out the base and the the gardens and all the rest of it, that part of the mesh, it looks pretty good. It looks pretty good, It's definitely a challenge, isn't it? Picking a different part of the world and then not really having the assets for it. You just got to use what you've got, I guess, at your disposal. Give it a crack. So what I'm doing here, guys, is I'm just trying to get rid of the obvious, the obvious transition. It's obviously not going to be smooth, but I want it rough, and then we're going to blend in. That makes sense. Hope that makes sense. Yasin, how are you doing? Are you well? What's happening with you today? How have you been doing, mate? You well? So, Wardfly, are you a boat enthusiast, or you just want it for your detailing? Because I know that like a lot of people that are in, a lot of people are into different interests and all that kind of stuff, and they want to see. Everybody has their own little list, don't they, of what they want added in the game, I guess, as well. I mean, you never know, you might get something with the Bridges and Ports DLC, but... I'm not giving away any spoilers. I know nothing about any upcoming content, just to be clear. Kind of liking the music tonight, man. It's pretty chilled out, man, isn't it? You go. There we go. It's a catchy little number, right, Clovis? I think so. So not your level, but boats would open the game to so many possibilities. Yeah, and I think, having ferries would be cool, wouldn't it? Just taking it from island to, like, if you had some sort of map that had, multiple little islands, and you just had little ferry services going from A to B. Excuse me. I think if I ever get to do like a Scottish build, which I can't really do at this stage, to be honest with you, but the like small island ferries would be such a big addition, really. Be real nice to see them, man. Just take that back. I know I've got autosave on, but I'm paranoid, right? So I'm just going to keep doing these. Ferries, yeah. Marinos, boats, harbours. Yeah, I want them all as well, mate. To be honest. And obviously, we've got Jay's Harbour here, complete with seagulls as well, which is really nice. It's nice that it's functional as well, which I very much approve of. It's pretty cool. Food of the Gods, last episode was incredible. Subbed right away, love hearing that. Thank you. Look forward to future builds. Keep it up doing magic. Thank you very much, mate. Thank you very much. I'm trying. The last one came out really nice, and it's kind of, it's funny because it's I've come back to this build so many times, and like there was one day I sat and I only had Dome's roadhouse here and the road and the roundabout. And what I did was I drew a road out here, I drew a roundabout here, and that was it. 2 hours. Like my brain, like I had ideas of what to do, and I just couldn't get started. It was like some sort of mental block, do you know? So 2 hours I drew 50-meter road and one roundabout, do you know? So it was nice that once you start rolling, I start really focusing, and then I can just crack on and get it done. Get it done really relatively quick, I guess, for what it is. But it's I'm quite easily distracted as well, which is an issue, because you're trying to get stuff done. So I try and impose a time limit on things, so I have a deadline, you know, an artificial self-imposed deadline to make, you know, because otherwise I'll come up here and I'll put Twitch on and I'll fuck about and I'll do nothing, basically, do you know what I mean? Like an idiot. So a little bit of self-imposed pressure doesn't do me any harm anyway, so. Cheers food. Right, listen, if you want to have a little look at it again, mate, give me a shout. Don't mind spinning back. We added, I don't know if you were here for it, but we did add a little bit of detail. We get some of Jay's Baywatch lifeguard towers. Pretty nice. I should probably sit somebody on there, right? Hold on, they're round the wrong way. They are round the wrong way. I am gonna have to fix that. Damn it, I quite like that being down that way, but I suppose it makes sense if you're running out to somebody that's in the beach. You don't want to be running back the way and then back towards the sea, right? Come on. Oh, you don't want to spin? Nope. Move that back. I think we sink it down a little bit, guys. What do you reckon? It's a bit more like it, huh? Imagine a seaplane terminal. Seaplane terminal? I don't even know what that would even look like. Do you know that? Now, I've got Microsoft Flight Sim. There are seaplanes. I've not tried them yet, so I'm gonna have to give them a go. But you know what? Just take a note of that, man, quite frankly. If I don't write this down, I'll forget. Swiss, Bali Ha'i, Pacific. Mind you, I saw firefighting planes in Mallorca, right enough, and you can't really see over in the terminal, but all it pretty much was, as far as I could see, was just a couple of big warehouses, you know, by the water. But I do like the idea. Of something like that. And that's not a bad shout, right? Because the airport is going to potentially be, you know what, out of bounds, abandoned. So if we have an active seaport one, that could be a pretty cool idea. I do like that idea. Brilliant, brilliant. We get Sunny Scunny. How are you, mates? How you doing? You good? What's happening with you, bud? Alright, let's push this bad boy back. I think that's looking alright. You don't move it? Perfect. We have one more, right? If I remember correctly. go. Perfect. Yeah, seaplane idea, Scunny, right? What the hell, man? I never thought of that. That was them all, right? I haven't missed any. Didn't put any around this side, did we? Yeah, we got one more. Lovely. Right, back along the bay. Well, there we go, we had a good little tour of that one. An unexpected tour, but a tour nonetheless. Again, we just want to get rid of any obvious line we want to get rid of, right? We kind of softened it up already with the thick one. We can add a few walkways or whatever once we actually build out here as well, though, yeah. Sonny, what you been building? Can you share anything that you've been working on, mate? Stevie, what's happening? How are you, bud? You good? Good to see you in the stream, mate. How's everything with the farm? Everything going all right? You be kept busy though, right? Hey Lawrence, what's happening? You good, mate? Lawrence, I clicked on your stream yesterday, said you went live and then you went out. Is it just a short stream or something, I guess? So your wife's been hit with the flu, solo parented this weekend. Oh my god. You have to do some parenting work, man. God help you, mate. Ah, who'd have thought? Well, I hope your missus gets better soon anyway, mate. I've been doing good, mate. Yeah, just chilling. Just chilling, mate. You still getting on much, Stevie, as well? Well, no, obviously you'll be on a bit less, right? But I guess you'd be grabbing time at night time, I suppose, when the wee man's in bed, huh? Scunny building a new town by the island's border checkpoint. Ah, nice, nice. So just a standalone island, standalone town rather, completely separate. Are you going to be building walls at the border checkpoint? What's going to be happening there, man? Play when you can, mate. Yeah. You still streaming as well, Stevie? I think I went over to ATS. I should have continued it on stream. Alright, okay. No worries, mate. No worries. Camera's frozen again? Oh, right, okay. Thank you. Give me 2 seconds, guys. I will check this friggin' camera. Pause face. Unintentional pause faces, man. Do you know what I mean? Oh my god. Had an absolute howler of one yesterday as well, right? I mean, what are we saying? That's not too bad a pause face, I don't think. I mean, that's not too bad a pause face. It could be significantly worse, I reckon. Let me just fix it, guys. I'm just going to close down my camera software, open it back up again, and it should sort it with a bit of luck. Quick camera hub. And I'll just open that bad boy back up again. We moving? Looks like we're moving. We good? I think we're good. Alright. What do you mean, Lorno, it's not as bad as last night's? You know what I mean? Let's see. Gendo sent it to me. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I should be doing is making that into a I should be making it into a what do you call it? Like an icon, right? On the Discord. Can I show you? I'll try and show you. Oh. Oh yeah. Never mind the Christian Bale gif, you know? It's, oh yeah. Maybe not, huh? Ooh, yeah. Stevie, if you're still there, who are you playing with these days? Are you my big bad John? He was in the stream last night actually. Came in to say hello, which was nice. Cheers, Clovis. I appreciate that, mate. Oh. And the thing is, like, you guys were telling me, and I didn't understand what you were saying to me. I thought you meant like the actual stream itself was frozen, right? I thought you meant like the game. I thought, for God's sake, it's looking fine to me. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. I did say before we start, this is going to take a while, man, so... But it's like everything else in cities, right? It's always worth it, innit? It's always worth... It's got a bit of Leslie Grantham about it. Jesus, wet Lorno. Fuck's sake. And no, I'm not going to put my finger in my mouth either. It's just wrong. It's just wrong. Even thinking about that, man. Oh. So anybody that's not from the UK, so Leslie Grantham was Leslie Grantham was an actor in a soap, right? So like a long running local, like, you know, like UK drama. Do you know, that's, I think is it still relatively big? I don't know I don't know anybody who actually watches it anymore, do you know, but it's been running years and years and years, do you know? And the guy basically got set up by the stinking newspapers in our country. I'm pretty sure he gets set up by stinking newspapers. Maybe he didn't, maybe somebody just took a screenshot or whatever, do you know, but he was there, do you know, on webcams. Trying to, you know, do what you do on webcams, you know what I mean? Pulling faces and sticking his finger in his mouth. Gonna say where it shouldn't be, but yeah, just to be clear, in his mouth, you know, is what it was. So. Yeah, and Lorno's saying that it's got a bit of the Leslie Granthams about it, so cheers for that, man. Do you know what I mean? Has the coral reef been rescued? Not yet, mate. Coral reef is still looking. If I can find it, it's still looking really sad. Quite honestly, man. Do you know, it's still looking really, really sad. Quite a bit of work to be done there, mate, to try and fix that, you know. Joanna, I've just saw your comment. It'd be nice to have some Baywatch lifeguard assets, specifically Caroline or CJ Parker. I can't argue with that, mate. I can't argue with that. Yeah, sorry, it's gonna take friggin' forever, man, but that's why I wanted to do it in a live stream, so I've got somebody to talk to me, man, when I'm doing it, because my god, it's gonna drive me demented. I think I'd like to get the beach done first. Then we move on. I'm not really gonna, other than just kind of fixing all the surfaces and the decals and all that kind of stuff. I'm really not gonna be doing much in the way of detail, and I'll fire a few trees on just so it doesn't look so plain. But that's pretty much gonna be that. But David Hasselhoff for Lawrence, love it, love it. The Hoff, man, the Hoff is an absolute legend. Remember the music he brought out, man. Get out of my car! What a tune, man. What a tune. I would put it on if I wasn't streaming on YouTube, unfortunately, man. Big Hoff giving me the big copyright hammer. Do you know what I mean? Absolute banger of a tune, though, man. I love that shit. It's hilarious. What was the other one he did? Hooked on a Feeling as well, right? Brilliant. I really should have been doing the line above it while I was softening the initial one as well. Do you know that? Hey ho. Like, it always seems like a good idea when you think of these things. And it's just the usual. I have no concept of like keeping builds just small and manageable, do you know what I mean? I always let they make stuff too big. Excuse me. This softens up pretty quick along this line the way. Nothing too involved with this, which is nice. Yeah, it's working good. Yeah, this is kind of semi-broken up already though, isn't it? So I was thinking, once I get this done, I am gonna be streaming pretty much. I plan on streaming pretty much most nights this week, and I want to try and get that affiliate stuff done and dusted and get it wrapped up. Quite honestly, but I want to. I think I'm gonna go back to the British build. I think that kind of lends itself more than anything else to being put on a live stream. Like a live stream series. I think it kind of makes sense. You obviously get quite a few series on the go, and it's kind of difficult kind of getting stuff done and, you know, cracking on with a bit of progress, but also just making the videos, because the videos take longer than actually the builds, you know, half the time. So but I definitely want to continue something British, so I think it's going to make sense to actually do the UK one as a live stream, I reckon. So how long's the coral reef going to take? I think when I did it initially the first time, it took like 2 hours or something like that. It will not take as long, one, because all the stuff's in place already, right? I just need to do the recoloring, but I don't know, I mean, probably in like an hour or something, I would guess. You gotta do it one by one, you know. You can't do it any other way, unfortunately, do you know. But I'm not gonna be as exacting, most likely, do you know, as I did, you know, when I did it last time. So we'll kind of throw it together and we'll see what we can end up with, do you know. Well, I reckon half an hour, man, would probably be more than enough for it, I guess. A guesstimate. Hey guys, thanks very much for coming in, by the way, on YouTube and Twitch. I do appreciate you guys hanging out and saying hello and having a bit of chat. Definitely makes things a wee bit easier for me. Gives me a wee bit of extra concentration, a wee bit of impetus to crack on and get it done sort of quick, you know. And I know this might not exactly be the most riveting content in the world, but it's got to be done. It's got to be done. I couldn't have it a different colour than the rest of the island, you know. And I think as we kind of go around the island and we sort of build, you know, different little bits and pieces and different little coves and all that kind of stuff, then we can just obviously do it on a much smaller level. Or even we kind of swing over and we have a look at the kind of, you know, we have a look at like the little leisure facilities, spa facilities, or whatever you want to imagine is in there, do you know? Little tiny beaches like that people can kind of come in and visit, and they do look good, don't they, do you know? So, you know, it's important that we get it matched up. It needs to be done. And this is the big one. This is the big effort, so get it done and we're laughing. If I just remember how far around I got. Out here, wasn't it? Yeah. So take a wee bit of work lighting this up here. That looks a little crap, to be honest. Not sure how we transition this, but I mean, I guess we can leave that for another day anyway, right? It doesn't have to all be done today. I trust you'll be building a cable car rig between the islands. I mean, if I could, I would. I wouldn't want to see plane crashing into it right enough. That might not be the best. Might not be the best idea. You know, I mean, I thought about trams, but I don't think they really have trams in the South Pacific. I certainly couldn't find any when I was looking in Fiji anyway, you know, so. Auto Official, appreciate the follow on Twitch. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yeah, live stream's a good idea. I spent 45 minutes on the beach for the next video and it didn't even make the cut. I know, man. I mean, it's worth showing, but I think it's been shown umpteen times before, hasn't it? Skinny, you know, so I usually do a quick, you know, here's a few layers, here's a few decals, and then that's pretty much the gist of it, really, mate. Do you know what I mean? There's probably not, once you've shown it a few times, there's probably not that much more, you know, to add to it later on, so. You don't want people kind of skipping through, really, unless they have to, you know. You know, not necessarily happy with that bit, but then I can just turn the camera and then pretend it doesn't exist, so it's very nice. Okay, so we're on a thin. Now I do wonder if we could use really small brush tool. Still going to be too wide, isn't it? We're going to end up with stuff. That's too much. It was worth a try. It was definitely worth a try, wasn't it? Back on single mode. Back down in the water. I don't hate that. Looks alright. What'd you use for your beaches, Skinny? Did you use silly stuff, or did you use, I want to say the new one, the UK beaches? It's the Broman that put that up, I reckon, was it? I think it was. So yeah, got an idea to spice it up in a couple of episodes. Use Sully's, good for the tropics. Yeah, they're good. It's he's got the He's got the colour spot on, doesn't he? As well, using them together. I've not really used the you know, the darker beach ones, golden sand ones. But they look really nice as well, actually, do you know? And I'd imagine they would work just as good, you know? So, like, I know I've said it a few times, I'm not really going to do a huge amount of detail on this beach once it's done, but like, the more I look at it, the more I'm thinking it's definitely need a little bit of vegetation, right? It's going to look a little sad and a little weird, right, without it. So we're going to have to do something. Again, this Swed is in the house. What's happening, mate? Appreciate the Twitch follows. Good to have you in, mate. It is good to have you in. Long-time supporter and YouTube member. He is here in Twitch. How are you today, mate? You good? It's looking alright, yeah. Not too bad. That rock is just irritating me, man. It has to go. Perfect. Now, besides law, I'd friggin' delete that and I delete one of the surfaces and have to redo them, huh? Which reminds me, let's save a game, man. Let's save a game. Lovely. He's in the chat. You good, mate? So for you guys that watch live streams sort of regularly, I guess the question for you is generally speaking, what, in terms of like a viewing experience, what do you guys normally prefer? Do you normally watch people on Twitch, or do you normally watch people as in when they come on in on YouTube, or you know, is there no preference really? Just interested. I mean, I prefer Twitch anyway. I think it's just a better viewer experience. I think it's a better chat experience. But obviously YouTube's good as well because it's, you know, it's hooked into the channel obviously, and people can see that you're on or whatever. It's got better visibility. But I get it's got better visibility once you've got a bit of an audience, right? People on Twitch really better chat, Lawrence. Yeah, I think chat does tend to be a bit more involved in Twitch generally. I think when I'm watching people's streams, but that said, you know, they can kind of. I watch some folks and they have, essentially they have two little communities going, you know, at the same time, which is quite interesting as well. And I think that's where Discord comes into play as well. You can kind of get everybody together, you know. So, excuse me. Johan, love YouTube, but I'll be open to getting Twitch with so many creators using it. Yeah, I think you'd enjoy it. I mean, don't get me wrong, you know, in terms of you guys watching, I'm just happy you guys are here watching, having a bit of chat with me, do you know what I mean, more than anything else. So it makes no odds in terms of watching my stream, guys. You just jump on whatever you know you're comfortable with, right enough. But Johan, yeah, I think in terms of being found, you know, for anybody who's starting to stream or whatever, then, you know, if you're streaming on YouTube and you don't have any subscribers, then it's going to be a bit difficult in terms of getting found. But I think it's probably easier on Twitch because you know, people will browse by category. That's certainly what I do. I browse by category, see who's on, see who's got a webcam, and then I'll go and have a look and see what they're building. Do you know what I mean? generally speaking, and usually if they don't have a webcam, I'm normally, unless they're building something outrageous, right, and then it's worth having a look. You do get quite a big variation in terms of what you get with the builds. You know, they can be definitely varying quality. I would say you get some really good stuff and then maybe not so good stuff as well. You know, it's a mixed bag. But at the end of the day, you know, it's not really about that, is it, man? It's more about kind of getting on and have a bit of chat with whoever's on there, right? That's what I think anyways. Which reminds me, I'll need to get on your Discord. Yeah, get yourself on the Discord. There should be a link in the channel description there, mate. Come and say hello. Any Rex? What's a Rex, Scunny? I don't know what that is, man. Lawrence, what have you been streaming recently? No, obviously I know you do the trucking, I know you do your cities. You do, when I clicked on your thing it said Flight Sim as well, but I haven't seen that. I'm sure it said Flight Sim unless I'm friggin' making that up, man. You do a bit of Flight Sim as well, mate? I have to say, man, I am getting into Flight Sim, man. It's entirely satisfying trying to figure out how the hell to fly these planes, do you know? It is 2020, mate. Yeah, I've got both installed, and on this PC, that my streaming PC, 2024's working pretty good, man. It crashed a couple of times, but not too bad, you know. On my PC down the stairs where I've got the Flight Sim stuff set up, I can't fly 2024, man. It's it just crashes immediately after takeoff, pretty much, you know. It let me set up and everything, and then just kicks me off, so, which is a real shame, because obviously I've got all my Flight Sim stuff set up on that, which is really disappointing, to be honest. But I tell you, there's not that much a difference really between the two games, is there? Do you know? I mean, the scenery's a bit better on 24, and then you've got career mode that's completely broken anyway, man. There's so many bugs. I don't really feel like I'm missing out too much, to be honest, playing 2020, you know. I just get them on Game Pass, so it's not like I've shelled out 70 quid or 200 quid or whatever mad money they're asking for it, you know. So it doesn't really bother me too much. They just patched it, it's a lot better. Is that 24, like the crashing, do you mean? Or do you mean the career mode? Because I played career mode on this PC with the Xbox controller, you know, but and it's quite good, man, but really frustrating, you know. You've been on a flight for however long, and then there's a fucking building on the runway, man. Do you know what I mean? Or it's giving you like a, you know, like a visual VFR flight, and then you get to the runway 2 hours later, and it's like halfway up a mountain in thick fog, and it's impossible to land, and you crash, and then you lose your plane. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, this isn't ready. Do you know what I mean? But I'll probably get back into it. I think eventually I want to do VATSIM. I do want to do VATSIM, but I am miles away from that. I am absolutely miles away from that. But that looks pretty cool. I watch a fair bit of that actually on Twitch, and it is just fascinating watching them. Do you know? So it's running a lot smoother. I have to admit, do you know, it's like when it ran pretty well, considering that like the PC down the stairs isn't that powerful. It actually like ran pretty good. Just the specific crashing though was the problem, you know. So so you are on. So honestly, you're flying VATSIM and you do real world stuff. So I don't care about career mode. Oh, nice. So you're on VATSIM as well, mate. Nice. Honestly, I might annoy you on some things once I get to the point. I need to learn to fly the aircraft and actually understand ATC controls and all that kind of stuff first, obviously, and figure out how to actually use my McDo properly and not get lost and go to random waypoints, you know. But so any channel recommendations? Not on Twitch much. I'm not sure when you asked that, Skinny. So for cities, do you mean? Or I'm assuming you mean cities, right? Or do you mean for Microsoft Flight Sim? Sorry, mate, I didn't see when that message came out. Could have done most of the beach now, guys, huh? Pretty good. Guys at Edinburgh Tower are great, they don't make mistakes. Lovely. Good to hear that. I think once I get to the point where I'm kind of ready, I'll just jump in like an aircraft that I know, you know, relatively well. And just find somewhere quiet, do you know what I mean? And just try and slot in here and there and see if I can get away with it, you know? But it's a little bit, it's a bit intimidating, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? When you go in the first time, I guess. I'll be staying well away from the busy airports, man. Oh my god, man. I watched the event in, I think it was I can't remember what the airport was. It was a Canadian event or whatever it was, do you know what I mean? And it was mental. One of the guys is streaming the ATC, you know, from his point of view, and jumping VAT Spy, man, and it was just masses of planes coming in. I was like, oh my god, man, do you know what I mean? They're banging out instruction to them all individually, man. It was like, Jesus wept. We're staying well away from that. Nah, that sounds good, Lawrence, mate. Yeah, 100%, mate. I'll give you a wee shout once I'm ready, mate. I'm not ready to go on it yet, mate. Do you know? But that sounds pretty good. We also have Pilot, do you know? So Pilot, who is who's in the Discord, and he has a YouTube channel as well. He posts City Skyline stuff, and he does some variety stuff as well. Do you know? Airport CEO and all that kind of stuff. He is a real life A320 pilot, so he has he's offered me some help, and I think if it's specific for that plane, I'm not going to get any better in terms of instruction, right? How cool is that? That's good of him, man. So I might take him up on that, and I'll maybe take you up specifically for the VAT Sim specifics, you know, especially getting on that first time though, right? You know. But thanks very much, Lawrence. I do appreciate it, mate. Cheers, bud. Very intimidating. Yeah, it's intimidating. It's definitely going to be a big gulp, right? But I will pick my battles carefully, do you know, in terms of airspace and ATC and airplane as well. Do you know, I just need to be more comfortable with aircraft. But I managed to get a couple of landings. I got my first 2 landings on A320. Nobody died. Plane is in one piece. Plane is in one piece, rather, and yeah, and I didn't lose the aircraft, so that was an absolute W, man, if you ask me. What have you like, Sonny? I was watching the Manchester Airport runway stream the other day. Guy hosting was a regular. Do you know, it can kind of get slightly compelling watching some of that stuff. Do you know? Big Jet TV could be Big Jet TV, actually, Lorna. Yeah, you might be able to shout there. Might well be that. Yeah, he's pretty good. I think Big Jet TV, if I remember correctly, also does stream some Microsoft Flight Sim stuff as well. That was a bit of a mouthful, wasn't it? But yeah. But in terms of Twitch, obviously, there's not that many people streaming CS2, which is a bit of a shame, to be honest with you. So really, it's just a case of jumping on and seeing who's on, mate. I'll be honest with you. But for Flight Sim, you've got like the biggest ones are 787 Spy. I like just putting his streams on in the background and just listening to him talk, man. He's like super, like an older geezer, man, but he's super chilled, you know. Really chilled, very nice guy. I think he used to work in radio or broadcasting, so he's pretty professional and proficient in terms of being able to kind of hold a conversation and you know, have a nice respectful you know, kind of conversation as well. That's definitely a super chill stream that I would 100% recommend. either 757 Spy or 787 Spy. I want to say 757 Spy. London controller, he's got plenty of energy. He's like a younger English boy, man. He's quite good, pretty entertaining, pretty funny, good sense of humour. And another English boy is Kenko as well. And I've only just started watching him, man, but he's kind of funny in a kind of slightly awkward kind of way, do you know? I don't mean that in a bad way, do you know? It's just his style. But he's quite entertaining as well. It's quite funny. So there's 3 like bigger ones off the bat as well. But you can kind of go in and just see who's on really and see who you like, I guess. Do you know? See what the chat is like. Because at the end of the day, flying planes, it's all pretty much the same. Once you've got that kind of proficiency, I guess it's there's not that much to go on unless you're trying to learn something from them or you've been entertained from them, you know. And the other ones I've kind of landed on, but 757 Spy is 100% recommendation. I'm going to jump on Twitch and just see if he's on. I don't want to be given 757 Spy. There you go. Strongly recommend him, man. Very, very super chilled streamer. And I was watching him even before I started playing Microsoft Flight Sim, do you know? A nice voice to have on when you're working on cities and stuff, do you know? So he was a weatherman, wasn't he? I have no idea, mate. I have no idea what he did. I know he was in broadcasting. I know he was in radio because that's what he said, but I don't know this. I don't know the specifics. I'll be honest. No idea. Could not tell you. Albert Flies is pretty good. Okay, I'll check him out. Is he a US streamer or is he a European or UK one? Or so London controller invites you to fly with him and makes time to watch your landings too. Yeah, I quite enjoy the landings actually. You see who comes in to absolutely slam it, do you know? What's the name of the magician that we love? He plays the Willy Wonka tune. That's a good shout. So if you like music streams, oh, I just noticed I opened up a tab and just realised that I didn't post on Blue Sky that was going live in Twitch. Well, let's do it now. It's better late than never, right? Fernando Eufret, 100% recommendation on that one as well. Write that one down, guys. Go and check him out. If he's on, I'll try. No, I can't really raid on YouTube, can you? But he's phenomenal. He's so good, man. Really, really good. Strongly recommend it. He'll do requests as well. But very much entertaining and a super nice guy as well. But fantastic voice and some guitarist as well. So much talent, you know what I mean? It's incredible. Alright, let's have a little zoom out. I mean, it's not perfect, but I think it looks kind of like a little bit of a reef as well, doesn't it? To a certain degree. But yeah, I do enjoy like music. Music Twitches as well is pretty good. But again, it's all personal taste, isn't it? Do you know what I like? The next person might hate, but that dude does a lot, you know, like a lot of covers and all that kind of stuff. It's all kind of music I kind of like. I like this little island poking out. I don't hate that. That looks okay, doesn't it? Looks like it maybe needs a little bit of vegetation potentially as well, but that can be one for a later day. Okay, I think we can say that's a beach done. Happy days. That's a milestone. I'll take it. Just save that now, huh? Excuse me, I think I'll grab a drink. Hold on. Oh. Oh man. Excuse me. Oh, this is one of my favourite approaches, Castlegar Airport in Canada. It's Milan 737 9NSFO, very nice. Now all I've got is that a link showing up? Because it's not showing up for me. You guys can see links in it? In the Twitch chat? have a quick look myself. Hold on. Yeah, that's one thing I do need is I need more. I need more interesting routes as well. Do you know? I mean, don't get me wrong. Like I don't know how to fly the aircraft half the time. Do you know? But I definitely need. Yeah, if you've got like a few recommendations for routes, you know, relatively short ones, you know, less than an hour or something, but good approaches or whatever is pretty much what I'm after. So feel free to just ping me a message on Discord or whatever, and send me what you got. Right. So that is that. I think the slightest little bit of vegetation, and then we can try and sort this blooming coral reef. Nice, huh? Guys, if you've been here from the start of that beach, fair play to you for sticking by. As I said, not the most thrilling content to look at, but it's definitely necessary, and I do appreciate you very, very much if you are still there. Losing the plot. Can't even remember where the trees are, man. We'll get some oaks, smallish ones. Sink them a little bit. We'll try and get a little bit of overgrowth when they go, right? A little bit more. Is that even going down? 5. Too much. Perfect. Maybe a bit more. There we go. Again, it should help that little bit of transition from the sand. Just keep rotating that bad boy. Well, they want to disappear, huh? Game's trolling me, man. Game is trolling me. Sent them? Perfect. Thank you very much, mate. Thank you very much. So we'll give this as a bit of a first layer. We'll add a few palms and all that kind of stuff to it as well. Just wants to keep disappearing on me the way. Stupid game. I think doing little patches is probably going to be the right call for this one. Nope, there we go. So usually when I'm doing these things, I kind of like layering them up and adding different colours and different heights and all that kind of stuff, but I'm going to try and keep it a little bit low. And then we'll kind of give it like a bit of a highlight with the just with the usual ones that I pick, which is the apple trees, and then we can get some of the brighter palms and kind of do the same idea with them as well, do you know, around the outsides and fill the gaps. So I'm thinking because it was different slightly different elevations come around the beach. It's kind of put them a little bit lower than what I would probably expect and probably what I wanted to do, right? So we'll just adjust them as and when. Ah, that's auto-rotating for me anyway, sweet. We're just going to build up layers a bit, right? Oh, wrist is getting sore at this point. Guillermo Munoz. Welcome into YouTube, mate. Appreciate the subscription, mate. Thank you very much. So we'll get all these ones filled in, then we'll use the brush tool a little bit, and then we can go into a little bit of palms. Should only take 5 minutes, shouldn't take long. Definitely want to get them little gaps filled though. We'll just hide the normal grass, you know. I should really use a texture replacer on this map and get something else in. It's probably the easiest way you can kind of really change the default look of the island to, you know, more than anything else. So maybe have a look at that. I've got plenty of options and got plenty of them downloaded actually in different playsets. So, and it's kind of same for Cape Lomond actually. You know, the main series didn't use a texture replacer, and I really should have done right from the very start. But now I'm kind of not quite hooked into the vanilla stuff. But I probably, if I'm going to change it, I probably wouldn't want it a million miles away from, you know, from vanilla, right? You know, so. Loving the 80s gentleman movie music. I'm kind of enjoying it myself, man. I don't know what it is. I just stuck a playlist on at the beginning of the stream. I think it was a soul playlist, and it's there we go, a little bit of sax as well. Happy days. Yeah, I'm kind of enjoying it though, man. Do you know, and it's not like usually the music I would listen to, man. But there's something about saxophone that usually just rips my knitting, man. It goes through my head. And I can only take it in kind of small doses usually, so we'll see how we get on. In fact, that's not saxophone, is it? Kind of sounds like a different brass instrument, right? I don't think what we would call like a cornet or something. Trumpet. Trumpet's a bigger one though, right? Well, auto save. Did that tune just stop and then come back on? Oh, we got the vocals with it. Nice. So that's the nice thing about Epidemic Sound, you know, they have instrumental versions of songs, and then they have obviously, you know, the vocal versions as well. So and if you are listening to like something on a playlist, it will usually play the instrumental, and you know, you kind of notice it when you know, if you enjoyed a song. But that was pretty decent, and then it comes on with somebody banging out some lyrics shortly afterwards. So you want to watch there, mate? Little Brucey bonus for you. Little double trouble. Just checking the height on that as well. I don't want it too big. Again, just filling gaps and creating these little layers around the edges. Oh no, that's definitely a saxophone second time listening in. And the thing is, after doing all this beach work, I might end up ripping out some of this stuff, depending on how much development we end up firing around here, so... I think we should tidy up that road while we're here, huh? So what were we? Apple tree -4. Somebody remember that for me, eh? Decals. Guys, if you haven't seen this or you weren't here yesterday, these decals are phenomenal. Obviously, this is the new road that lanes by Elgindo. They do come with decals, so anything that looks a little janky, anything that looks a little rough in terms of transitions, you can just hide them and soften them up with this. Phenomenal. Simple as that. You can obviously mess about with it and get different colours and different edging if you want. But it works. Works really, really good. You can do a better job than me on that. It's better. Little gaps. No more. If you get any little lines like that, you can fill them as well. But they are so good, so good, so good. Absolutely top class addition to the game. So it's called, if any of you want that mod, it's called Dirt Roads or Dirty Roads, one of the two. And it's fairly recent on PDX, so if you have a look on PDX mods, it should come up as one of the most recent ones, you know, so... They picked just a wee bit of appreciation. You deserve a lot more recognition for the amount of effort that goes into this build. Love to see it, mate. Listen, thank you very, very much. I appreciate that as well, mate. Good to have you in the chat, by the way. Hope you're doing well. I'm going to have a stab at pronouncing your name, so... Latte Coffee. Latte Coffee. There we go. Easy. Listen, thanks very much, mate. Thank you. So if you've just joined, we basically give you an idea. We replaced the big beach around New Suva, so it will match with the beach resort we did in the last episode on the YouTubes. And we're just doing a little bit of detailing around the edges, and I'm just going to tree brush a bit of stuff in just to kind of make it look the part, really. Nothing too fancy in the detailing on this. The beach is the big effort, really. How long we've been at it for? Over an hour anyway, right? 2 hours, an hour and 59 is how long we've been on. Well, I've been doing a lot of yakking and a lot of chatting and talking a lot of shite, you know, so that kind of distracts me and I end up doing other stuff. Give this a really light tree brush. Knock it down to 50 or something, I guess, as well. So you just been watching the you've been watching the Bali Ha'i builds then, I guess, or you've been watching the other ones as well, interchanges or anything. Always interested to kind of hear from you guys as well. Late checkout fee, okay? Late checkout fee, it's easy, easy. I got it. The reef is coming next. The reef is coming soon. I'm just gonna chuck a few of these trees down here and a few palms with the tree brush, and I am gonna go on and sort it just shortly. Yeah, and that'll be the final job of the night. But yeah, it needs fixed, all right. It's needing done. It's needing done. So Kind of bumpy, huh? Go. Cool. Now I want to use the little ones, right? So, what are they? Sylvester. Beautiful. We get the right size. Perfect. So we're going to go kind of easy with them just now. So we're going to be building on this later down the line anyway, so there's no point. Absolutely no point giving it a proper canopy at this point. I definitely want some down here. Go on a little slow, don't they? Going on super slow. Usually they go on much quicker than this, you know. Hey, no worries, mate. Appreciate you coming in, saying hello. Do appreciate it. Thanks very much. You have a good night, yeah. I think it might, a little bit of this might make it into a video, but it won't be, it won't take up a huge amount of it. Obviously, we did quite a bit of the beach in the last, in the last episode, so I think showing a ton of it again, probably not the best idea, but yeah, we'll have a little bit. It's when I stream, I do have the game source recording as well, so and everything seems to be working pretty well in OBS today, so I'll have footage of it if I want to put a little bit in, and it probably makes sense to do a wee bit, talk about the stream as well. But yeah, no worries. Listen, you have a good evening, and I'll catch you again soon, no doubt. You take care. And then final wee bit of variation is this one. And again, I'm just going to keep them nice and small. We just get a wee bit of variation in here. And then we'll move on to that reef just shortly, guys. So I suppose, question for you guys. If at some point I ever get this build finished, I'm not going to be taking on any new series or anything like that. Obviously, we've got Cape Lomond. We've got Bali Ha'i here. We've got the 2 collabs on the go as well. And then obviously the British one, I reckon we'll be doing on live streams. But once we get something wrapped up, what themed build would you guys like to see, I guess? And it can be anything. I'm not saying I'm necessarily going to run out and do it, but I'm interested to see what kind of stuff people would like the look of, if it's Japanese, Chinese, another US. I mean, there's tons, isn't there? It could be a specific country, I guess, as well. But let me know. I'm interested. And there's usually a couple of built-in ideas when you ask, that you maybe never thought about, that people come up with, so. Okay, I don't hate that. That looks okay. And we're keeping that sort of, there's no point putting tons of trees on there, right? We're going to be taking them out over the next as many episodes as well. Alpine, well, I'm doing Alpine sort of thing with Clover Pie. We're doing the Alpine Field collaboration, so it's me and Clover Pie. We're only 2 episodes in, but Ski Resort though, Ski Resort is a definite, because there's a spot on the map where, so it's essentially it's height map from Interlaken I want to say, which is Switzerland, and then there's a kind of higher valley as part of the map that Clover done, and I would love to get a ski resort up in the mountains. I need to figure out just exactly how I get the snow right in the map, just halfway down the mountain, so I can keep the kind of ski resort, you know, covered in snow, and then everything below that is going to be a nice lush green sort of vegetation and lots of farming and all that kind of stuff. Do you know, as you kind of typically see in the Alps and in the kind of Swiss villages and all that kind of stuff. So it should be a really pretty build. And Cloverby is really good at detail and stuff like that as well. Do you know, he's when it comes to like green builds, do you know, when, you know, nature and all that kind of stuff, he's just one of the best at making them kind of scenes, you know. Yeah, no, check it out. It's in the playlist. You'll see the 2 episodes are both there, so you can see mine and Clover's together as well. And that's probably going to be the next video on YouTube. I've not started it yet, but it will almost certainly be the next one, because we've had a couple of Cape Lomans, and we've had obviously we had the Bali Ha'i one there. Excuse me. You know, in the meantime, so it's definitely next up on the agenda, I reckon, is Alpenfield. I don't know what I'm going to actually build on it right enough though yet. But the nice thing is you can just kind of take a zoom about, and there's tons of stuff. Like you zoom in, and like there's things where you don't expect it. So, you know, in the middle of the town there was a big just save that quickly. There was a big what do you call it? Like lumber yard. Slap bang in the middle of a town, and it's like, that is really unusual, do you know? So yeah, tons of inspiration to get from it pretty easily, to be honest. It's not bad at all. So I reckon what we're gonna do here before we crack on with this is put a few cairns out, and we'll just kind of get a little bit of a palette ready first before we start recoloring. And I can just use a recolor thing and just plonk it down as and when. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. I think 6 of them will be enough in terms of variation. These are... Oh, I'm not sure if I picked the right ones. No, I need to pick Jay's ones, because they will be classed as props. Let's get rid of that message. This. Jay's Stone Cairn, that's the one I'm after. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. And we'll just aim for some really bright colours, right? Get green in there. Get it as garish looking as we want, really, guys, to be honest with you. It's going to change quite a bit under the water as well, you know. So the thing is, it changes depending on how far into the water they are as well. So that, for example, placed right at the front will be super bright and kind of over contrasted, whereas the ones at the back, they will just sort of naturally fade out as they kind of get covered over by the water as well. So I have absolutely no intention whatsoever of going in and individually changing them. So whatever we get when we put it in the water, we're just going to run with, you know. So, pink one would be nice. I think I want that really strong pink, the double pink. This colour doesn't really seem to actually do anything as far as I can tell, so we'll go pink on that one. There we go. Then we need aqua blue, of course. There we go. Nice and bright. Shit, lost it. Copy is that one, right? Paste is that one. Lovely. We need some orange, so nice and bright as we can, really. There we go. Lovely. We're gonna need some reds. An easy one. See if we can make it even redder. Oh, the third colour does actually do stuff, but okay. That's fine. I think keeping it that grey is a little good contrast though, right? I think so. Now what colour don't we have? We got a purple. Do we have a green? Not entirely sure if we do or not, do you know that? Let's go green. Double green. Shit. Lost that again. Kind of greeny red, right? Oh, there's so many of them. There's so many of them. Oh my god. Right, gonna rehydrate before we start on this one, I reckon. Oh, that's the stuff. That's the very stuff. Alright. Give me that palette. There we go. Camille, welcome in if you're on the live chat. Appreciate the subscription, man. Oh. There's literally going to be nothing left of my wrist by the time we finish this. Nice thing is you can recolor the plants. I am assuming that I've used the prop plants for that as well. I can't remember, it was a while ago since I've done it actually, to be honest. But I'm assuming I used the prop plants because usually if you recolor one plant and it's a normal plant, you know, it's not a prop, it'll change all the ones in the map as well, so I'm hoping. I don't see any purple. I don't see any purple plants anywhere else. So, yeah, fingers crossed, huh? Yeah, I'm definitely not going to be as exacting as I was on the initial episode. I mean, it's definitely want to make it look more interesting, right? Because I can't leave it as it is, but I think the actual level of detail is just not required to go back into it. And I think some of the planar ones look pretty good as well, do you know, in terms of looking reasonably like a coral from a bit of a distance, huh? It's funny, it's like the there's something about doing the recolor on this particular bit of the game. It kind of lures you into a false sense of accomplishment, right? You look at it and you think, oh, actually that's quite a bit of it done already, and it's really not. It's really not. You're just kind of scratching the surface. It's interesting because you can see how the greens and the yellows sort of interact as well, and it looks pretty nice, to be honest. It's giving us a little bit of extra colour, isn't it? I think when I did it last time, I just used a single palette on each one. Whereas if you mix and match a little bit, the different props have got different priorities in terms of where they're putting the colours. So some of them will be a bit more red, some of them will be a little bit more green, you know. And it gives you a little bit extra variation without any extra work, which is kind of nice. Love the sharks. Love it. Be slightly terrifying, wouldn't it? You go swimming in there. Now the other thing that you want to be careful of, obviously you're doing this, is that you want to try and not colour over the ones you've already coloured, right? Just making more work for yourself, huh? Thank you, Lorna, we're getting there. We are getting there, aren't we? It's not, it didn't take too long to get an extra bit of colour in it. Extra bit of life. Purples look good actually, don't they? Again, because they kind of change colour a bit from, you know, front to back, depending on the depth of the water. Again, it's a bit more variation, I guess, isn't it, as well, without having to do more colours, which is kind of nice. Yeah, it definitely gets a little bit more difficult as you go along. Because you've kind of got to start individually picking out the blooming props, you know. Go. Get some aqua blue in here. It's not that much different than what's there already, especially on the smaller ones, right? So we'll maybe do these in clumps. And just kind of focus on little areas so you can actually see the different colour, because maybe the front will show up a little bit brighter. It's a little bit lost in the sauce there, I think. Oh, the wrist. Yeah, you can kind of see it from the shore side, I guess, a little bit better. Yeah, it's not completely lost. It is very subtle though, isn't it? Okay, so I think we get plenty of that side. I'm not going to do as much on the aqua blue, I don't think. I reckon we get little clumps of it here and there. But I do want it looking kind of balanced with the colours, right? I don't want just heavy on one colour one side and it'll just look a bit unbalanced and a bit lopsided, so you just take your time, I guess. Get these ones in between the purples. A bit down the front here as well. Be just a little too subtle for my liking, I reckon. So we've done that one, we've done that one, we've done that one. Don't think we've done any oranges, have we? I don't think so. That looks more green than anything. Let's change this one out. Copy, paste. Okay. So it looks like orange at the front, and it looks like green at the back. So I guess we're just going to be putting these bad boys at the front. I said, here's where it gets a little bit more difficult because you're trying to pick out ones that haven't been done right. That's just straight up green at the back. I don't hate it, but I don't love it either. Water looks so good in this game, doesn't it? To say I'm a fan, it does look decent. Pain in the ass to work with right enough if you're trying to terraform stuff, but it does look nice, man. There we go. I think that's plenty orange. We shall get onto some reds. Bright reds here. Again. Give me a recolor. Palette, that's what I'm after. Super dark at the back, right? Again, doesn't look too bad. So we'll try and get some of that vegetation at the front to be a bit darker as well. Oh, a bit too much. There we go. My daughter and my wife are in the room watching me build my port. Looked over at your reef and blown them both away. Good stuff. Good stuff. Glad to hear it. Tell them to go and subscribe, Clovis. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how that port comes along, man. It was looking pretty good in the screenshots that you sent the other day, actually. It was off to a great start. Off to a great start. Honestly, I'm half tempted to call the reef at that. What are we saying? I think there's plenty of colour in there, eh? We'll maybe get a bright yellow one as well. I think potentially might be an option. I think the yellow came out looking pretty good if I remember last time. So let's give it a go and see what we can do. Yeah, it's pretty bright, isn't it? It's kind of lost with the greens at the back, but I think at the front it has its place, right? Nice kind of neon yellow, which is pretty sweet. Yeah, I like that. And them sharks are hungry. I don't want to go too T on that, but I think that's looking pretty nice. Now I can't remember if we used the pink or it's just coming out purple. Yeah, we used the pink first, didn't we? Well, what are we saying, guys? Do we think? I think that's good, eh? I think that's good enough. I think that is good enough without spending friggin' hours on it, getting all the individual ones. I think there's a decent enough variation in them. Yeah, I think, cheers Wardfly, I needed to hear it from somebody else, man. But I think it's, yeah, I think there's enough. Like, I think it's past the point of diminishing returns, right, isn't it? I think any more that I do, it's going to have quite a lesser effect on it, you know? I'd really like some of the reds and whatnot to be a bit more pronounced at the back, but there's no, you can't do anything about it. It's just the way that the water works, you know? So let me stick that on. Quick save. 558. Perfect. Here we go. Westrock, appreciate the subscription on YouTube. Welcome in. I've got a video live and subscriptions are still coming through, so I don't know if people are on subscribing through the live video, you know, live chat, or if they're just watching the video and they're just subscribing otherwise. But I think I need to say thank you anyway, just in case that they are in the live chat. I don't know. So I reckon all that's left to do is we need to obviously get the decals done on the beach as well, right? So that'll be pretty much us into the final throes of this one. We got quite a lot done, didn't we? Not bad at all. 2 seconds, I'm just gonna top up my vape. Won't be a second, guys. Lovely. Go. All right. So waves. I'm not the best at using these waves. Do you know that? I'm not the best at them. I think we get big ones in first, potentially. And then we work around that. Yeah. Yeah, I think I could actually go like a tutorial with somebody show me how to do these properly. Do you know that? But we'll try. We'll see what we end up with, man. If it sucks, we just rip it out again. You know, it's easy though. Look a little bit too much. For sure. No. Yes. Okay. Choose the small ones to do curves, I guess. Just double click, make them a little thicker. That works. That too much there? I think it is. I'll need to be super careful while I'm deleting, man, because I do not want the surface to delete underneath it. I want to decal that one. I think that stays. I think that stays. Maybe it just looks a little bit too linear, but let's rotate it. It's that way, isn't it? Little one in there. Come on. Booty's back. Thanks very much, by the way, guys. Appreciate it, Warfly and Lorno. Booty's back though, having dinner. Beach looking great. Yeah, it is. Definitely looking a little bit better. We got all those decals in. We got it blended in reasonably well, and we got a little bit of a barrier here as well. As I said, I'm not going mad with the vegetation. I just want something that looks sort of semi-decent, that won't annoy me. Do you know, when I'm watching it, looking at it, when I'm building on it? So all of these buildings and all of these trees rather are all going to go. Do you know, when we build on it? So there's no point busting my hoop and spending forever on these things really, when they're going to be ripped out later down the line anyway. You know, so it doesn't make any sense. This one's a bit deeper, huh? Push that one right up to the shore. Yeah, maybe that's how you do it. You push it right up to the shore is maybe the play on these ones, huh? Rather than back a little. Maybe been a wee bit too conservative with my placement on that, potentially. Autosave doing its thing. Let's push up a little bit. I'm definitely conscious that I'm putting too many on, but can't have too many decals. It's not a thing, is it? Nope. Nope. Yeah, the corners can be a little difficult, I think. You wouldn't expect to see waves, you know, crisscrossing each other, I guess, like that, would you? I mean, I don't hate that. I do exactly the same to get it. Any chance you can zoom out and show the entire island for a moment? Yeah, absolutely, I can do. Do I see right? And you have no outside connection outside the ferry. I'll show you the outside in a minute. Outside connection, and yeah, too many decals isn't a thing. I'm with you 100%. So Yeah, 100%. I will zoom out. So we haven't built in any of this. This island's been untouched, basically, completely. This is untouched, this is untouched. And the start of the development really was obviously on this side of the island is the beach resort. This would be the main town, obviously. We've got the excuse me, we've got the boat facilities, and again we've not really built on this other than just doing the island, but this is the external connection. It's essentially a tunnel that I've tried my best to hide because it was friggin' ugly, man. Hey Tim, how you doing? Welcome in a chat, mate. It's been a while. How are you getting on? The Jane Burn interchange, I was looking at it, believe it or not, mate, I was looking at that just the other day. And it's 100% on the list. I might even do it this week, mate. So I'm planning on being on Twitch just as much as I can over the next, over the next couple of days, next few weeks. I want to try and get the the affiliate stuff done, and I'm never going to do it if I don't stream, so it's basically next on the list, mate, for the for the live stream. So I might do it tomorrow, or I might do it the day after, so keep an eye. It'll probably take me a couple of days, I reckon, as well. So you better not bloody miss it. You better be there, Tim. I'll be pissed. I'm only kidding on, mate, there's no stress. But we'll make it on the I'll make it on the VOD. You can catch up in the VOD if you don't make the live stream, so don't worry about that. To do some cross seas around the point, I'm not really 100% sure. Like, do you mean like that and that kind of thing? That actually doesn't look bad, to be honest. Pins? Kinda. Yeah. Yeah, as I said, I'm not really 100%. Not really 100% what the things should actually look like, do you know? I mean, I don't. That looks okay. I think I've put too many of them in, I'll be honest. But whatever, we can take some stuff out if we don't like it. It's kind of got a bit of a star shape to it as well, the main town, doesn't it? But yeah, we got all of that recolored yesterday and redid the roads, so I think maybe a little bit more dirt along this main road, I think is in order. Nothing too much, just a little bit. Just a little bit. Does it go on these roads? Well, that's interesting. It actually goes under these roads. Well, how the heck did I put a decal on it yesterday? Maybe one of Broman's? The draw orders above it on one of Broman's stains, potentially. Yeah, that's it. Let's get a nice light one away. Okay, it's just a little bit extra detail, I think, around there. That looks pretty good. They work quite well together, don't they? Better not miss the stream tonight too. I'll be doing more with the current work in progress. Very nice. Well, it's getting late here, mate, so I make no promises. But I'll maybe hop on. If I see you on, I might hop on and I'll say hello. Don't you worry about that, mate. Typically the waves will intersect, so the waves will face each other as the shallow of the point comes. I would probably need to see a photo or something, mate, but I do take your point. I do definitely take your point because I'm not really 100% sure how this should be looking, mate, I'll be honest. Let's have a little look. Yeah, so outside tunnel, you have to have an outside connection, road connection, pretty much. Otherwise, things just don't work properly in it. Skyscrapers in the distance. We don't talk about the skyscrapers in the distance, Clovis. We don't talk about the skyscrapers in the distance. So, I'll put it in one of the videos, but it will not be in another video at all. So we have this little monstrosity, but essentially this is what kind of gives the island a bit of life. So in the main town, do you know, the main town of Suva, the population's only like, it's like 100 or something like that, right? So you can't really have a bustling little town centre with population of 100 or whatever it is, you know. So essentially all of this stuff this is meant to be like a service island. So we've got, you know, more than enough electricity that we'll run whatever we need to do, because I don't want that. That's one of the smaller electricity plants, and I cannot have it, you know, in a tiny little island like that. It would look absurd. We've got Tygon's custom power plant here, and that does pump out electricity as well, which is pretty sweet. And obviously we've got a few of the wind turbines as well, but it would take up an awful lot of space, and it would just look, it just wouldn't look good. So a lot of the services we basically just have in this little service island. We've got helicopters coverage, you know, for our hospitals and our police and all that kind of stuff. So it is kind of necessary, to be honest, because the assets just don't fit in the type of build that I want to do, you know. So it's kind of annoying, but it also, oh, that was a short journey, wasn't it? Fuck. I thought it was maybe going to fly over the island or something there. But yeah, it's just I need the coverage. And I need the education stuff as well, do you know, because I still want it to kind of kick on, and I don't want a ton of error messages and all that kind of crap that you kind of get with it, do you know. So I thought we'll just put it there, and then we'll get some life in the island at the end of the day, because I can assure you, just having those houses, it's not enough to keep anything going. I mean, the place isn't exactly rammed either. You got some people walking about, they're mostly going to the bus station and all the rest of it, but you know, it's not like the place is absolutely rammed either, is it? You know, so I think that's pretty much the minimum I wanted to kind of get going and get some service assets in there. And remember, when I started this, we didn't have any of the smaller assets either, right? So we didn't have like Japanese asset, and I think it's probably just on the slightly big side, but we've kind of got it up against the hill, right? So I think we kind of get away with it. You know, so. But I preferred the other one because it was a much smaller scale. But again, it's one of these things, you get stuff off PDX mode, especially if it's messing about with networks. You know, people pop it on there, but it's maybe not updated and it maybe breaks, you know, later on. So we had to get rid of it. So it is what it is. It'll give us some access, and at least that's functional. And it was important we had a fire one functional, because we lost a couple of houses down here yesterday. In fact, we still got a gap there, so I should probably fill that in at some point as well. But yeah, that big island over there is basically just a service and a population centre that I can get stuff going that's not going to fit in basically in the island. So yeah. So it goes, yeah, if it's necessary to get it going, then it is, yeah. And it wasn't my idea either, by the way. It was somebody on the comment from either the first or second video. Somebody else had done something similar in CS1 many years ago, and they had the service island where they had all that kind of stuff kind of hidden away as well. I thought, yeah, genius idea. I'm going to use that suggestion. Do you know what I mean? It's going to save quite a bit of headache, to be honest, when I was trying to figure out, do you know, how the heck am I going to get like a high school, for example, in here, even with the smaller ones. You know, if we have a look, we'll have a quick peek. I mean, the small elementary school was still pretty large. So, you know, that would take up a reasonably fair bit of real estate. But I think it's doable. But then, of course, if you want... And bear in mind that this is now, you know, these weren't available when I started the island. Small high school. Again, you put both of them together, and that's a fair chunk of real estate from our build area, do you know? We haven't got that much of a build area, do you know? So... And does it really fit in with the rest of the stuff either? I'm not really entirely sure. It is quite modern, isn't it? I think I would like something that's looking a bit more you know, like a bit more dated. That makes sense. That community fire should not be there. Get rid of that. Put the Japanese in once, so goodbye. Don't need you. So yeah, lots of things to think about in it. Do you know, it's one of the unique challenges, I guess, on these little builds. So you know, so I love using the small high school as a repurposed visitor centre for national parks, and 100%, yeah, it's got that kind of generic, it's got that kind of generic look about it, doesn't it? You can use it for loads of stuff. Do you know, small high school, like over here. Nice little resort with a built-in swimming pool as well. Do you know, I'm a fan. It's a really cool asset, and the thing is, because we don't have obviously, you know, official custom assets, I think the fact that we have you know, like generic looking stuff, we can repurpose it, gives us a lot more to play for. Do you know, and I'm kind of valuing that in the creator packs as they come out. Do you know, you can repurpose stuff, so really helps getting them with Star Q's assets. Do you know, when he's just given us the, you know, the building itself without all the other bits and pieces that are on there as well, do you know, so it's pretty nice. It's Trey1, appreciate the follow by the way on Twitch, thank you very much, do appreciate that. Welcome in, mate, welcome in. In the Maldives they have an island dedicated to garbage, so what is like garbage collect, I'm assuming it's collection. How would they deal with it? Please tell me they don't bury it over there as well. I guess it's taken to mainland, or it's maybe burnt. I'd be interested to find out what they actually do on that. Excuse me, guys. Time for a vape. Nice, so just have a little look in OBS, and looks like the good news is we're not really dropping any frames, which is good. So we had a little stream yesterday, and we just did Twitch only. And everything was working good, but I bumped the resolution down to 1080 and we bumped the FPS down to 30, and everything looks like it's pretty much ticking along. Yeah, so we've been streaming for nearly 3 hours and we have 0.0% frames lost. I'm sure, you know, we've lost a few, but you know, less than 0.1%, so I will take that. I'm happy with that. I wonder how Cape Loman will manage actually when we get back to it, because that my PC is screaming with that, and there's no benefit really of capping it at 30 FPS if you're not getting 30 FPS. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, we shall see. On a lot of it, but it leaches into the water. Out of sight, out of mind. Well, yeah, I mean that's pretty much the MO for a lot of countries right now, isn't it? Terrible. What was I doing? Yeah, it was just in the waves, wasn't it? Yeah, cool. Well, I reckon, guys, what we'll do is we'll raid out. I think I've got everything done today that I wanted to do. We've sorted out the beach. We've got a basic bit of vegetation around the outside of it. We have a really nice build area that we can build out here over the next sort of few episodes. We've sorted out our coral reef. Hello. Happy days, happy days. I'm so happy with that. We don't need these. We don't need these here anymore, obviously. Sand sharks coming in. Goodbye. Lovely. Give that a quick save as well. So I reckon what we'll do, guys, is we'll try and find somebody to raid. Listen, thanks very much again to all of you for hanging on there. And as I said, it's a wee bit repetitive, but it had to be done, you know. And I appreciate your guys' company, making it a wee bit easier, you know, for me to do as well. So, thank you very much. Warfly, thank you, mate. I appreciate you coming in, man. Appreciate you coming in. So YouTube, I am going to keep you running for just now because I am going to do the raid first of all, and then I'll just stop the stream. Pretty much be it. But as I said, I will be on pretty much over the next sort of few days. I am going to be streaming a reasonable bit around about the same time, I'm assuming, you know, through the week. So if you guys are about, do jump on, say hello, and I'll probably dual stream again because it's worked. It really works pretty well, to be honest with you. So I'm gonna have a look and just see who's on just now. Give me 2 seconds. Have we got anybody in the cities that I know? Spartan Stew. No longer broke, but let's build this city out of debt. Okay. Should we go see what you're saying? Yeah, let's do it. Spartan Stew, that was his name, wasn't it? Yeah. Let's go. Guys, thank you very much again for coming on. Again, I do appreciate every single one of you popping by. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So, Spartan Stew, we should go see what he is building then. Let's go. YouTube, you guys, thank you very much. I appreciate you guys as well. Again, we'll be on later on in the week. You have a good one. Take care of yourselves. Thanks again. Thanks again.